welcome everybody to a November 7th gold analysis. Um, Crazy week last week, lots of news, elections. Biden finally got it today. They projected him to win, but NFP, Fed news, elections, etc. Comparing last week's news to this week, there's not much. Maybe at the end of the week, Fed Chair Powell speaks. It's probably because of the election results, but we'll get to this in a second. Let's look at gold. This is where we're starting out at. So we're going to go to the quarterly chart first. The quarterly shows that there's this big wick formed, and now we're pushing up on the last 2 months. I do feel like we're going to fill this wick eventually for the quarter and maybe even push up higher, because with Biden coming into power and Trump isn't accepting it, as well as 100,000 coronavirus cases per day in the States without a vaccine in the near future. Yeah, we can see people flock to safe havens and into gold, and this is going to push up as well. I have an analysis on the market as too, so I'm going to be doing analysis, probably the US 30, because these two are pretty close to the US 30. So everything will be done in the new video on the new analysis for that. Let's get started. So this quarterly, I do anticipate it to fill the wick. Now if we go to the monthly here, there's a big resistance coming up at 1984, 1980 area. So with that area, I do feel like it'll tap up into there, especially with the week closing how it did, the strong bullish week, break out of the wedge that we drew up from last week. With that wedge, with the election results, with NFP, with everything, with interest rates still staying low, with the US dollar tanking too, we're going to see a continuation in gold, in the price of gold to the upside. I do feel like you got some traffic area around here where it closed. But other than that, we should see a push up. And that traffic area is confirmed on the daily, because with the daily, we have a lot more lines, a lot more cleaner levels here. But we could see that it broke above this resistance. We had that resistance marked, broke above the upper end of the wedge. And it did that on Thursday when they figured Biden was taking the lead in some swing states. So with that, I feel like if investors, smart money, kind of flock to safe havens. Monday, we might see a slow day down. There's also a holiday on Wednesday, bank holiday, Remembrance Day. So I feel like that we might not get a push up till later in the week. That's kind of what I'm anticipating. Thursday, Friday. With the news, I'm kind of anticipating the price to retest and then push up. That's what the ideal situation is, because I was talking to one of my friends who's pretty good with analysis as well, and he's expecting a retest of gold on a specific level. With that and the fear and uncertainty and Trump conceding, I think people will flock to safe havens and gold specifically. We could see it perfectly bounce off this 1860 area 2 weeks ago. And it's just been pushing up ever since. This was election day. Holy shit, that was huge. Big move down, and then just that huge liquidity grab to push price higher. And we could see it broke past the 1895 level we had marked. We did call this up move, but we didn't know what was going to happen with the rest of the week with elections, Fed Chair Powell on Thursday, NFP on Friday. But now we can see this doji get a retest, maybe a support form, maybe a liquidity wick, and then a push up higher. That's the one thing I'm anticipating. It's broken out of this wedge, this area between 1925 and 1910. That's a huge liquidity zone. I mean, price has bounced there. That's why we're keeping that level. We're keeping these levels, and we're keeping these lower time frame levels as well. This higher level here is going to be I'm going to say 1960. So we're going to have a new line. Oh, come on. There we go, 1960. Kind of make it crisp there. And we're going to draw our zone. So anything above 1960, I'm telling you, this thing is going to go flying. Kind of have it like that. And then we're going to go like that. Perfect. Yeah, no, this is gonna be an interesting move if it does start breaking out. Like I said in the quarterly, you're gonna get the wick fills, but this whole zone, this whole area, that's high traffic right there. We go to the higher time frame on the weekly, we could even see there's a lot of traffic here where price didn't fail to break above multiple times. If it does break though, we're going to 2030 pretty easily. We'll get up there. So now we go to the 4 hour. I go to this chart for the 4 hour because it's a true 4 hour when the futures actually do open up. We could see that the 1955 level is that resistance, and the 1960 it tapped into on the 4 hour. But if we kind of date it back a bit, we got 1971, that area, and then 1990. So based off of 4 hour, we could see some levels here, here, and here. I'll actually put those down as a quick note. I'm gonna say this 1972. This one's like 1990. And up here, we could probably say this is 2010. So with those levels, it's probably gonna tap into there. I'm gonna leave these three here, save it, and we'll get back to it. And even if we look on this 4 hour, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can see tapped into here, 1972 again. Honestly, maybe even like, yeah, 1972, 1990. And I'm gonna put 2010. So we got those levels going up. I'll actually add them here because on this 4 hour it does look good. So we're gonna put 1970, 1990. And honestly, I think I'm gonna stick with the 2010 here. I like the whole number. 2010, 1990. And that's only if gold starts breaking above higher. That's probably when we're gonna see those types of levels. Let's get these zones into probably $1 plus or minus. I'm gonna get rid of this lower level here. It did bounce there before. This upper level, I'm gonna keep that. Get rid of the wedge. Kind of clean up the chart a bit, make it easier to read and execute on. So get that done. 1991, perfect. 1989. 2011, 2009. There we go. So we got the levels. Levels are clearly defined now. So now we're gonna break it down to the hour chart. And I'm probably gonna do the trade based off the hour. If I could fit it on the screen. I can't fit it on the screen. No, I might have to do it on the 4 hour, but we can see on the hour it tapped into this 1960 area and then completely sold off. I feel like the sell-off is going to continue for the start of the week. Grab that weekly wick we always look for. It's kind of like that weekly wick down. Retest maybe 1930, and if it does test 1930, we could see a push up. So we're going to be watching out for that. But other than that, I think let's go on the daily. Yeah, that's going to be a lot better to do analysis on. So we're going to have our news above here. We're going to have what happened last week here, what to look for here, and then safe buys here. So we got 4 different things here. So what happened last week? Heavy news week. Elections, Fed minutes, NFP, basically everything in 1 week. Saw investors flock to safe havens due to Biden projected to win. A reaction, and started to price this in. It's a clear breakout slash catalyst for price to continue higher as it is breaking levels. So we're gonna do that there. Text here, what to look for. Potentially a wick down slash few days down for price to grab some liquidity and form a lower weekly wick, followed by a in the goal near the end of the week, coinciding with the for the longs. And then we're gonna go with the shorts. Market slash vaccination. Or in general, a big sell-off. Overall bullish bias. So that's what I'm looking for the week. Let's see if I can actually fit it. There we go. Safe buys. Previous weeks have huge volume injection into play price action, and what it tells you, the trend is your friend. That's it for that. Pretty simple. I mean, pretty easy to follow there. For the news, there's not much. Wednesday, no 11, big holiday. Thursday at 6:30 a.m. CPI slash core CPI. Unemployment claims, and then at 9:45 a.m. we have, and then Friday PPI slash core PPI. That's about it for the news. It's not much, really. So that's it with the gold analysis. That's what we're looking for. Is we're gonna look for that weekly wick downwards. So kind of like a move down like this, and then a push up higher to finish out the week, maybe to 1990s or something above there. Support needs to be created, maybe a lower wick, then followed by bullish momentum. Then you enter on the bullish momentum. Perfect. I'm gonna have a index analysis in a bit here, and then we're gonna do that on a weekly basis as well, just for the fact that indexes do move nice, especially after 8 o'clock. Even when the market opens, you get that volume injection. You could have that one move, and me and Chan have been catching that, so we want to continue testing that strategy. Other than that, we'll catch you guys very soon. Thanks for tuning in.